Hey there friends, welcome back to another Let's Finish What We Started process video. In today's video, I am creating a 6x12 layout using the October Stories by the Month kit from 2021. This one has been sitting around just waiting for me to get to it. And essentially, I am talking about a trip that our family takes every year to a town called Saugatuck here in Michigan. So I pre-printed my journaling onto this textured white cardstock. You can see that I've got these sections where there's a very strong, what do I want to say, a strong right angle there, right? So almost a square portion where I'm planning to actually place these chipboard hearts. So I did that on purpose in order to allow me to use the 4 chipboard hearts. At the bottom, I also have this darker area where I will place this photo here. So it's just a placeholder to let me know exactly where the photo is going to go. Makes life a whole lot easier. In addition to these pieces, I'm also going to be using the 6x4 burlap card here to give me a little bit of color and texture here at the bottom and a little bit at the top. In addition to the stamp set, which I'm going to use this one that says Love October to stamp a bit at the top. Now, this trip is something that we do in August, not in October. So I'm actually going to cut these 2 pieces apart. And I do this quite often with my acrylic stamps. Is that what these are? Acrylic? Yes. I do this all the time because I find that sometimes part of the sentiment makes sense and the other part does not. So I'm just going to do my best to trim the 2 words in half using my precision scissors. They are a little close to each other, but I think I can make it work. So the nice thing is it's very easy to just stick them back together to use as the full stamp if I want to, but I don't have to, you know? All right, so let's just cut this apart like so. Okay, so now we have the word October and we have the word love. Okay, put this back. Okay, so I'm going to use the word love to create a repeated stamped sentiment there at the top. Actually, I could probably use a smaller acrylic block. A lot of times when I'm using these clear rubber stamps or clear stamps, when I'm using these clear stamps, I like to use a stamp block that is as close to the size of the stamp as possible. It just makes it a little bit easier to handle. So we're going to do that with some gray ink here. And maybe that's where I will get us started. Since I'm going to cut this up, I don't mind using it as a template there for the back. And then also, I don't want the stamping to be too close to my text. So I am going to create a mask. Let's find the end of the washi tape here. There it is. I'm going to create a mask on here with a piece of thicker washi tape that will go across. I should probably measure this right. Whoop. Okay, so there's that. We'll go across there like so. And actually, maybe I won't use that. I'll use this since it's a bit wider. Okay, so that's going to make it so I don't make a mess with my inking. And I'm using my Ali Edwards Otter Rock gray ink, and then I've got the word love. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp this on an angle so that it doesn't detract from the title that I'm going to add here on top. All right, so I'm going to put some music on, put you on fast forward, and get this done. so now that I've got this top portion stamped, I'm going to set it aside to dry for a little bit. See if I can take off the tape without ripping anything. And this is going to give me a really strong line here at the bottom, which is important for adding the next part on. Almost there. Okay, there's that. There's that. Let's also go ahead and adhere down the photo. Okay. I'm going to cut this apart, and then the other thing I want to do is fussy cut out the word loving, and I'm going to put that here as my main title piece. So let's cut some pieces of this off. I'm thinking that maybe we want to do like 1/2 inch. Yes, I'm thinking that's going to be good. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch for the top. Yep, and then I'll save the rest of that for something else at some point. So this is going to go here at the bottom of the layout, like so. And then this one is going to go up here at the top, like so. Okay, now we can stick these down in their areas. So put that one there. Here. That one. And that one. Okay. And then the last thing would be to fussy cut this word out. So again, I'm either going to speed you up real fast. Whoops. Or I'm going to skip over this, and then we'll just get to the title part. Okay, so now I've got this word done. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive here so we can get everything placed. And then I'm going to stitch through it to hold everything down. So that's going to give me a little bit of extra texture for my layout, but also it will allow it to stay down really nicely. The nice thing about doing just a tiny bit of adhesive at a time for these different letters is like now, see, it's definitely not centered. So I can move these without damaging my page. think that looks pretty good. Okay, so let me grab my sewing machine. We'll stitch this up, and then, oh, I should also date stamp this, and then we'll call this done. So, sewing machine first. Okay, so now that I've got the title sewn up the top there, the last thing I'm going to do is date stamp this. This would have been August 19, 2021. So we will ink that up, and I think I'm going to stamp it maybe like right here at the bottom. Yes. That way I know when this story is from. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me clear this off just a little bit, and then we will read the journaling, which I haven't read since I wrote it, and I think I wrote this back in August. All right, so here we go. Every year we go on a family vacation to Saugatuck with the Grants. We stay in the same cabins each year, which makes it feel like the trips my family used to go on together up north to the cottage. I love that this place is becoming a cabin that my kids recognize and a town that they are learning to love. I love that it's an annual trip where we can revisit our favorite spots and discover new ones each time we go. I love coming here so much. Both last year and this year have had the issue of vacationing in the midst of the COVID pandemic. It has limited the different activities that we could partake in, but I feel like our family has done a really good job of working around that. We went on a lot of outdoor adventures, explored the beaches and hiking trails, tasted wine outside at a few vineyards, and even got to ride on a huge paddle boat on the outside upper deck. This year, we had a ton of fun with my family. I love that my mom always does a ton of research and comes prepared with a list of potential ideas for the things to do. One of the suggestions she made that was a must-do for me was roaming around downtown Saugatuck in search of all the painted murals. She knows I'm always looking for an awesome photo opportunities, and I was totally on board for this activity. Everyone else bared with me while I made them pose for photos. A few nights during our stay at the Dollybrook cabins, we spent the evening by the campfire. The Grants put together ice cream cone s'mores for us, and we sat and chatted. This year there were twinkle lights strung over the fire pits through the trees, and it was just beautiful. After their treat, the kids would go lay up on the grassy hill to look for the moon and the stars. These were such peaceful evenings. Loved our time together so much. So that's that. All right, friends, this is one more unfinished project that is now completed and off of my shelf. I hope that this video today inspires you to pull out some of your unfinished projects, even if it's just one layout, and see if you can get it completed this week. There is no better feeling than finishing the things that we've started. All right, friends, until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.